Hello everyone, my name is Ivo and welcome to Cooking with the Koyas. If you like chicken fried rice, you're gonna love today's recipe because today folks, I'm gonna share with you my go-to recipe for chicken fried rice. It's simple, it's delicious, it is full of flavor. You're gonna absolutely love it. Let's get started. We are gonna start by scrambling 4 large eggs. A little bit of olive oil. Let's get our pan warmed up. So as they begin to cook, you just want to make sure that you continuously mix it. You don't want to burn the eggs. And at the end of the day, you're going to want these eggs to be in little pieces. So not one big piece, but a bunch of little pieces that are going to complement our chicken fried rice very, very nicely. Continues to cook. This is when, and starts to firm up, that's when you can start breaking them up into the smaller little pieces. And if you don't have a firm spatula, you could use a wooden spoon, anything to just break these up into little pieces. And you don't want the egg to be runny, you want it to be firm, drier and firm. Okay, there we go. That's looking pretty good right there. And you see how they're just in all these little pieces? That I call bite size. All right, so our heat can go off. A little bit of salt to taste, just a bit. Okay, and now we are going to set this aside. Splash of peanut oil. You could use vegetable oil, grapeseed oil, but I like peanut oil here. And here I have my marinated chicken. So this chicken, you want to marinate your chicken for anywhere from 2 to 8 hours. And what I have here, and you're going to want to use ideally boneless, skinless chicken thighs. That's got the most flavor. That's going to give the best result. Otherwise, you could substitute with chicken breasts. But here, I recommend 6 to 8 boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And what you need to do, quite simply, is cut them into little cubes. I cut this up into little cubes about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. And then what you do is you add 1 to 2 tablespoons of minced ginger along with about 6 tablespoons of hoisin sauce. And then all you do, quite simply, mix them all together and let them marinate in the refrigerator for anywhere from 2 to 8 hours. So the longer the better, but 2 hours is also plenty. So we're going to take our marinated chicken, heat up our wok. Now, if you don't have a wok, you can use just your regular frying pan. But honestly, the wok is prime. I use the wok for everything. It's ideal and does just such a great job. Now, I could have also cooked that. I could have scrambled the egg in the wok if I wanted, but I've gotten to the habit of cooking it separately and setting it aside. So that's how I normally do it. But by all means, you could have used the same wok. All right. So at this point, all we want to do is continuously stir our chicken and get it till it's cooked, all brown and cooked right through. So it's going to take a few minutes in your wok and just continue to work it around until it's completely cooked. I've got my wok on high right now, and I'm going to leave it on high as long as it doesn't start smoking a lot. Oh yes, our chicken is cooking up so nice. Look at the beautiful color on here. And think about just how simple that marinade was. So easy and simple, but I'll tell you, the results on this is going to be just fantastic. Now, if you want, you can add some salt here to taste, but honestly, you don't need it in my opinion. We're going to add some soya sauce later, and it's salty already. So for me, I do not add any, but if you want to, now would be the time to do it. And I really like using the thighs because the chicken thighs have so much flavor and they're so tender. They're beautiful. All right, off goes the heat. And what we're going to do now, kind of like what we did with the eggs, we're going to set this aside. So I'm just going to set aside this chicken and all its juices, put into a bowl. And we're going to reserve that for later. There we go. All right, now if you want, you could wipe this, but I'm going to leave it as is. I'm going to leave all those flavors in there, and we're going to continue cooking. A little bit more peanut oil. There we go. Fire our stove back up again. So now what I have here, I have 4 shallots that I sliced and diced earlier. And if you do not have shallots, you can use one large sweet onion. That'll be perfectly fine as well. But shallots add a beautiful flavor. And to the shallots, I'm also going to add, I've got here 1.5 cups of, these are frozen peas. You could use straight frozen peas, or what I also like is a mix of peas and carrots. I didn't have the peas and carrot mix, so I'm going to just use the frozen peas today. And that's 1.5 cups, which is, it's about 12 ounces of peas. And I just took them right out of the freezer and right into the wok. Okay, and now you just want to cook these together. You want the shallots to become tender and cooked up nicely. So this will take a couple of minutes on high for sure. So we're going to let these cook up and keep stirring as you move along. I've got my 1 garlic clove that I minced. We're going to add that here as well. Cook that together with the shallots and the peas. And again, just continue stirring as you're cooking. Okay, it's been a few minutes. These are cooked up very, very nicely. Now what we're going to add, I have here, this is day-old ice right from the refrigerator. It's 3/4 cup of rice that I cooked yesterday. And I added 3/4 teaspoon of salt while this was cooking. So this rice is already salted. And we're going to take this day-old rice and we're going to add it to our peas and shallots and garlic. Now, the reason you want to use day-old ice, or the reason you want to use day-old rice is because it is drier, it is less starchy, and it is firmer than if you would have cooked rice and used fresh rice for same day. So it's definitely worth to use the day-old rice when you're making chicken fried rice. Okay, so now go back to my spoon, which I absolutely love. Toss these all together. The rice is cold, so all we want to do here is just mix everything together and get that rice heated up. Stir it around. If you see any clumps, of course, just break up the clumps best that you can. There we go. Oh boy, I'm telling you, this is going to be a fantastic dish. I can't wait for you to try this chicken fried rice. We're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of fish sauce. Okay, that adds a nice little bit of flavor there. We're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. What I have here is 1.5 teaspoons of brown sugar. Let's continue to stir that a bit. Okay. And I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of soya sauce, dark soya. So 2 tablespoons of dark soya. 1, 2. All right, mix that in. And now for the classic ingredient. We need to add some turmeric. Now the turmeric is not only going to add flavor, but it's also going to add color. And all we need is 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric. So I have my turmeric right here. Let's get 1/2 teaspoon. Oops. Okay, there we go. That really does add that nice yellow color to our chicken fried rice. Okay, so once you've done that, mix it all together. Oh boy, it looks good already. All right, so now we're going to add back our chicken and all its juices. In it goes. Oh yeah. Now it's starting to come together. Mix it all together, get that chicken and rice worked in together. Look how nice that looks, oh my goodness. Okay, I tell you, I just love cooking, I love being in the kitchen, and I love the results. I mean, that chicken was still warm, but you want to bring it up to temperature. Now, we're going to add our green onion, and time for our reserved egg. All those little bits of egg that we reserved earlier, time to add them right back in. All right, again, toss them, mix them all together. Oh yes, that is looking so good. And all you want here is just like a minute or two, that's it. Get everything tossed in, incorporated together nicely. And then we got one more final touch that we're going to do that's just going to be the icing on the cake. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Okay. Last but not least, right here, a little drizzle of sesame oil. Oh yeah, there we go. And again, mix that in. Oh boy, there we have it, folks. This is ready. Chicken fried rice, it is ready. Oh yes. No takeout required. Are we gonna fit? We're gonna just make it here. Now that is one serving of chicken fried rice right there. Oh my goodness, folks. Take a look at that. I just love the look of it, but I like the taste of it even more. Speaking of which, let's give it the taste test right now. Oh my goodness. You know, I mentioned earlier about takeout, but you know what? When you cook from the home, you cook from the heart, and it is so rewarding. And let alone easy to do. Okay, I know it's still a little bit warm. I can't wait. Oh my goodness. This chicken fried rice is outstanding. And going back to those chicken thighs, the chicken is so tender and tasty. It is unbelievable. Oh my. There's a reason why this recipe is my #1 go-to recipe for chicken fried rice. There is no better in my opinion. This is the one. I absolutely love it. You will make my day if you give this recipe a try. Because you know we love to share our recipes, but we love it more when you actually make our recipes and enjoy them as well. That's what I'm going to do tonight. I want to thank you for joining me on today's episode of Cooking with the Koyas. And as always, folks, until next time, bon appetito. I'm in for a good meal tonight. And so is Laura.